We're going to talk some middle school wrestling here with the Spartans coach Joel Martin. And Joel, great to visit you about the middle school program. These kids get a head start before they get up to the varsity.
Yes, they do. We've been going for about 3 weeks now. Got really good numbers, have about 44 kids right in there. And the number that I'm really happy with is we have 10 girls out. We're really trying to build that girls program here and hoping that everybody else across the area, state can do it too. Only other programs I know have maybe 2 to 3 girls, so we're doing pretty good in that department, and that's only going to translate for great things down the road. We've had 3 meets. We went to Bell, Newell. Those were tournaments. Kids did pretty good, a little mixed. We got a pretty green group. I got a really experienced group of 8th graders that are kind of leading the way for us. And my 6th and 7th graders are pretty much brand new. We only had a couple of returners, so we're a little green, but the kids are starting to pick stuff up this week especially. We went to Rapid City last night and dueled Rapid City West, which is a Stevens feeder, and Rapid City North, which feeds into Central. We had 35 matches, won 28 of them. So kids did really well last night. I was impressed with them, and they were, starting to do the things that we teach them and learn the way. We were talking a little bit about Coach Bacher, and we try to filter the things that he teaches into our middle school kids. Obviously we're not going to teach them everything that the varsity does, but there's just some base stuff. And I'm also an assistant coach with the varsity, so I see the things that he does. And then Coach Bacher comes to almost all of our practices before the varsity really takes off and helps those kids get that base, so they know who he is through the system, and they're used to working with him. So we really, I think, have a good thing going here with our kids transitioning from that middle school to that varsity level and JV even. So it's going good. It's a good season so far.
So, Coach, with 10 girls in middle school, do those 2 state champions, those girls in high school, have a big impact on those younger girls?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they see the banners up over here, and they know what's going on. I pointed out to them, and one of our girls is a freshman this year. She was an 8th grader last year, Shea Erin. She got runner-up last year, so 2nd place. So, I mean, Taylor has been in our practice room a lot and helping out with the girls and coaching even at some of the meets. So, I mean, those girls get to look up to that. And, we just found out she's ranked number 4 in the nation today. So, I mean, that's a pretty good deal for them to look up and see that, hey, I can get to that level if I work like that. And just having the girls is great. They're learning too. And we've got a couple back from last year that are Sydney Badwound is a girl that she got 7th in the state last year. And she's an 8th grader, one of our captains, and boy, she's doing a good job of leading the girls through and side of the mat at a tournament. She's cheering them on and everything. So we've got some really good leadership there on that girls level, which I think is going to help us down the road big time. So
really, how cool is that to have Taylor Graveman ranked 4th in the nation?
Yeah, it's great. It's just a testament to how hard she's worked. I mean, she's put the time and effort in. Her family supports her, bringing her to the national tournaments, and I mean, she deserves it. So, I mean, it's a great thing. Yeah, you don't get that every day in your room, or even in a coaching lifetime. You don't get that too many times. So it's a cool thing. But she deserves every bit of it. So,
what's it take to be an elite athlete like that?
Well, I think the big thing is you got to want it. I mean, I think the athletic talent's only going to take you so far. You have to want to get to that next level. And, I mean, sometimes you have to live and breathe that. And, there's a lot of sacrifice there. She could be out for a lot of other sports. She chooses not to. But it's your want, and you have to go to the right things. National tournament-wise, I think you have to train. You have to basically create your whole life kind of around that sport if you want to get to that level. So there's a balance there, big-time balance. We're about 3 weeks into our middle school season. It's kind of short. We only have probably like 7 or 8 practices left, but I think about that many meets as well, 7 or 8. So we got a lot of mat wrestling coming. So it's kind of a, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But we got a lot of good tournaments coming up. Sturgis on Friday. That's a big, huge tournament. We get a lot of the Eastern Wyoming teams that come in. So that's always good to see some different competition. And then Rapid City tournament is about a week after that, 2 weeks after that. And same thing. And like Pierre comes over from East River, and Pierre is great wrestling talent. And so it's good that our kids get to see those different kids and the styles and just different opponents. And we have a pretty good little schedule, and the kids will get 20 to 25 matches. And then Some of the 7th and 8th graders, mainly 8th graders, will transition hopefully up to our JV, and their season will continue. And some of our other ones will do the youth program, and it's wrestling's in full swing. It's a great thing.
All right, Coach Joel Martin, thanks for taking time to visit about the middle school wrestling program here in Spearfish.
Hey, Dwight, I always appreciate it. I love to talk wrestling, so thank you very much. Appreciate it.